This weekend, Bournemouth are going to travel down the south coast to likely smash their local rivals, Southampton. Iraola's men are due to come up against Ivan Juric's strugglers, who are currently sat on a measly 9 points, just trying to chase down Derby's woeful record of 11 points with 12 games to go. Meanwhile, Iraola's men are having that season of their lives, sat currently in 7th place on 40 points. Their record points total in the Premier League was set by Gary O'Neill's side on 48 points. They've got 12 games left to beat it. If they manage to win 4 of those 12 games, they're going to equal Southampton's Premier League record set in 2015-16 of 52 points. Very, very doable for this very, very capable and dangerous Bournemouth side. Many a Southampton and many a Bournemouth fan would wish each other's clubs well. There was almost a sibling type relationship between the two clubs for a long time. Family split across counties, just willing the club to do well. But in recent history, it's become almost a forced rivalry. Today, I'd just like to pose the question to you: is this the most forced rivalry in English football today? Every good conversation requires some context, so let's provide some. Historically, Southampton are the much bigger football club than Bournemouth in every statistic. They've been in the leagues, the higher leagues for longer. They've won more trophies. Bournemouth's only trophies in their history coming in '85 when they won the league, the third division trophy. So that would be the League One title. And then in 2014-15, winning the championship title. That's the only trophies they've ever won in their entire history since being founded in 1899. Southampton, well, they've won a lot more than that, including one major trophy in the FA Cup in 1976 since its inception in 1885. The Vitality is the second smallest ground in Premier League history, only holding 11,500 people. The only one smaller than that being Luton Town's Kenilworth Road with 11,000 people. But a debate about a forced rivalry shouldn't be anything about the size of the club, right? Or should it? Well, it's an interesting one because as Southampton fans, we can honestly tell you we feel nothing towards Bournemouth on the hatred side. In fact, a lot of us have affinities and affection for Bournemouth as a club, as we all grew up with kind of imagining Bournemouth as the little brother, which is a fair comment. Now, this could be for many reasons. I never saw it as a derogatory term to call Bournemouth a little brother of a club, because I think Bournemouth as a city, as a town, as a football club is just endearing. I've been to Bournemouth many times. My grandparents lived in Bournemouth. That like it's always been kind of like a home from home. It's a nice seaside town. And their fans reflect that. Most of them are nice people. You don't get gangs of Bournemouth fans who are committing thuggeries and causing problems. It's just not in Bournemouth's nature. So I thought to call Bournemouth the little brother is a term of endearment, aside from calling those horrible skate bastards, that's not an endearing term. There's a big difference there. Other reasons for Southampton fans not being bothered by Bournemouth as a football club overall would include Bournemouth's financial hardships. In 2008, Bournemouth were handed a winding up order. The whole club was in complete jeopardy. And Southampton, we stepped up. We helped Bournemouth. We loaned them players for no money to make sure that they can carry on with their revenue streams, getting fans into grounds to see their team play. Every single corner of St Mary's had fundraising buckets around the time, so fans, match day going fans could come and put their pennies and their £5 and their spare change into this bucket for Bournemouth, not knowing that we were only 2 years down the line from the same thing. So we always saw Bournemouth as the little brother and almost felt a sense of protection towards Bournemouth and wanted to see Bournemouth do well, considering they were never in the same league really until sort of recently. They were always lower. We wanted them to sort of grow. Now, somewhere, somehow, in some pockets of the Bournemouth fan base, and it's spreading like an horrible virus, things have changed for them. In the 2015-2016 season, then Cherries boss Eddie Howe came out and said, "We've always been seen as the smaller club. It would take us to beat them to start a real rivalry." Was this the comment? Was this the turning point for Cherries fans to think maybe we are being patronised? Or was this simply a comment from then boss Eddie Howe responding to a question asked by someone from the media trying to create a circus so they can sell a circus on TV? Well, my bets are with the latter, but Bournemouth fans are starting to think not. They start chants about Southampton even when they're not playing them week in, week out. Like this one.
Scummers get battered, 9-0 at home. Scummers get battered, 9-0 at home. 9-0 at home. You scum bastards.
Now that's quite funny to me because they were singing Scummers get battered 9-0 at home. That was before we also got battered 9-0 away. So I suppose everywhere they go now applies for us, no matter who's playing us, because that is embarrassing. But let's not forget this one, because I hear this week in, week out. Does Iraola really hate the Scummers? And is he even a fan of Paella and Estrella? You'll have to ask him. My opinion is he probably doesn't hate the Scummers and probably doesn't know who the Scummers are unless it's been put to him by the media team. That, in my opinion, not to cause a stir, this is not a derby. It's never going to be a derby. The only South Coast derby that there is Southampton versus Portsmouth. Southampton have got a bigger rivalry with Brighton than they do with Bournemouth. No Southampton fan that is alive today will ever be bothered about Bournemouth unless Bournemouth give them a real reason to, which they won't because they're nice people. Now, get in the comments below. Let me know, is this the most forced rivalry in British football? And if you can find me one better, I will study it and I will get a video out to you all about it because I am curious. This just seems like the most forced rivalry in English football to me. And I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. Get in the comments below. If you're new here or if you're returning, please hit a like, please sub, because it all means a lot to me. It helps the channel grow and it puts me around more eyes of more people who enjoy what you enjoy. If I don't see you before, have a brilliant week. Take care of yourself.